Well, I mean, certainly the governor did a good delivery of it, and he tries always to be optimistic. But I find it troubling that he predicated his whole budget on another tax increase. And just 2 years ago, we had Illinois' largest income tax increase in the beginning of the state. And I just don't see that we need another one. I think Illinoisans, by and large, if they're going to remain in the state, they don't want to see any more new taxes. And so predicating the budget upon that, I think, is a very tragedy. It's a tragedy. So I think that we have good revenue. The national economy is thriving. You take that, that's $850 million in growth. If you would take the cuts that Deputy Governor Dan Hines asked of each agency last year, which weren't mentioned today at all, but if you took those cuts of 6.5% per agency, that would be about a $650 million savings. You would have the money to do what our pension requirement requires, to fund Medicaid, to fund our education, additional $350 million that we required with the new funding formula. We'd be where we need to be, and no new programs. And that would be how I would solve our fiscal crisis. And people don't want to see more taxes, and it's just not the time to be doing that. So I think we could do what we need to do, and I certainly make education and the most vulnerable protection a high priority, and that's what we need to focus on and get done. And I also thought it was troubling that if we don't get that tax increase, then we hold these areas that I just mentioned hostage, and we don't need to. We don't need to at all. We just need to pay them, fund them, and be done.